You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, good people? You're watching the Fantasy Football Show Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, every Monday through Friday. We're hitting the phone calls, we're hitting the voicemails, we're answering your super chats, we're getting you ready for week number 5. Let's get to it. First voicemail from Michael.
Hey Smitty, how confident are you that St. Brown is going to play this week? I've got Dobbs, but Dobbs is playing in that early London game, so I'm not sure if I should just play it safe with Dobbs, or should I go ahead and go with it and put Brown in there?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Look, St. Brown, there's a new report that he's questionable for week 5. We kind of knew he was questionable for week 5, but he felt like he was on the other side of questionable on the positive side. Now it feels like he might be a little bit, a smidge below the 50-50 to play side of things, like the negative side of the fence, unfortunately. But I don't know what to tell you at this point other than Dobbs is safer. St. Brown is a higher risk. I don't know if you could pick up Reynolds or somebody else that you can roll with in that game and decide in that game. That might make it easier for you. But if you've got to make a decision and play it safe, then you might want to roll with Dobbs. But I will say that if St. Brown plays and you don't have him in, you're going to be really upset at yourself. But at the same time, we've heard Campbell and this situation be talked about as if, well, if we can get him back at any capacity, that would be a good thing. I'm paraphrasing a little bit of what was said, but that kind of indicates to me that they don't even know if he'll be 100% if he does come back. Well, we know he won't be 100%, but he won't be playing at an extremely high capacity maybe. And then again, he could wake up. I mean, we're talking about it's Friday. He could be fine on Sunday. And then this is tough. I would say this is a decision that needs to be made tomorrow night more than it needs to be made today, but start preparing for maybe Dobbs to be put in your lineup. And hopefully we got good news about St. Brown tomorrow, or we start feeling a little bit better in the evening time. This one's from James Conklin.
Okay, Smitty, everybody seems to be injured this week. What is your take on Donovan Peoples-Jones? He'd be my flex wide receiver. Like, can I expect him to at least hit that 8 points that he's projected at? Or should I look at somebody else, a little bit more of a sneaky play like Kyle Phillips or somebody?
I suppose Peoples-Jones over Phillips, but I don't love either option. I'm not feeling good. I know injuries are striking a lot of teams down, so you got to do what you got to do. But I would hope there are better options for you on your bench or on waivers. But if not, I guess I go Peoples-Jones in that situation. But that is a very, very tough call. Super chats, bring them on in. I'm going to be able to handle all of it at once, so pile on in. Penny and Keenan Allen, too much or enough for Cook, Najee, or Jacobs? Penny and Keenan Allen too much? No. Overcome. I don't think you could get rid of Penny and Keenan Allen and get any one of those individuals, but I would rather have Cook than Najee than Jacobs in that order, but I would certainly take any one of those three for that combination. And I don't know that it will land you even Jacobs at this point. I mean, Keenan Allen's been banged up for how long now? I don't even know if Keenan Allen exists anymore. I don't know if he's even a thing anymore. We don't even know what this guy looks like on the field anymore. I forget if he's even talented. I haven't seen him show up. and he's holding Herbert back a little bit, and it's been very disappointing. He's so injury prone. There were a couple wide receivers that were my complete avoids, not because I didn't like them, not because they're not talented, but like in that third, fourth round range. We had Pittman going in the third round, top of round 3, bottom of round 2, and I said stay away from that one. And then we had Deontay Johnson going in the third and fourth round early on in the offseason. He started to fall off. And then we had and then we had Keenan Allen going in sometimes late round 2, early round 3. Complete avoid for me. Now, I will say I'm on buying Pittman right now. I like the idea of buying Pittman because you're going to come in and get him dirt cheap. And other people drafted him in like the third round and they've reached for him. So I do like, coming in, swooping in and getting Pittman in a buy low scenario. But I'm not buying into Keenan Allen. I don't trust Keenan Allen at all. If you can get turn Penny and Keenan Allen into Dalvin Cook or Najee, you will be the sorcerer of the week. We'll give you the crown. And I don't know, maybe we need to create something to where the person that has the best trade of the day or the show gets, I create a scene for you where we put your, straight smack in the middle of the screen and until somebody knocks you off and has a better trade. You pull this off, you're the sorcerer of the day. Overcome, check back in with us and let us know if you get it done. This message is from Michael.
Also, somebody in my league dropped Bateman. I was wondering, is he worth picking up and dropping a guy like Algier or Etienne or Walker?
No.
Is he even worth trying to grab or no?
I like Bateman. Conklin could use Bateman if you could send Conklin Bateman because he's about to start Peoples-Jones. I like Bateman over Peoples-Jones, over a Phillips, over players like that. Peoples-Jones is okay. He's a big dart throw. You don't know what you're getting. Bateman at least has the potential, and he was another one people were reaching for that I was very cautious with. Bateman, he had 500 yards and a touchdown to his name, and everybody was anointing him this savior, this wide receiver, low-end wide receiver 1, high-end wide receiver 2. He's been completely missing. But I do like coming in and swooping up and picking him off waivers. And like I said, buying low on Pittman, especially after a very poor Thursday night performance by that entire offense. You could get Pittman for pennies on the dollar right now. And I enjoy going in and letting other people spend high draft capital on Pittman, high draft capital on Bateman, on Deontay. But the only guy I love is Pittman at his newfound value. I like Bateman for free, but in your context, Etienne, don't cut him. Algier, don't cut him. Walker, I know Walker's banged up. Penny was going to maybe sit. Now Penny's going to play. Or Penny was banged up and people thought maybe he was going to sit. And now he's going to play. And now Walker's more banged up than Penny a little bit. And everyone's going to cut Walker. I think Walker is the most cut player walking out of week number 5. Just like Kyle Pitts and Etienne were cut in a lot of leagues walking out of week number 4. And I'm scooping those guys up like crazy. I don't know what to say other than I don't cut any of the guys you mentioned. I do like the idea of getting Bateman, but wait on Etienne. Do not cut Etienne. As for this news right here, St. Brown, monitor that. We'll obviously be on top of it all Saturday night and into the morning. For those of you that have a London game and you got to make a decision early, you got to do what you got to do. Make a decision you feel comfortable with. If you want to roll the dice with St. Brown, you might want to have another alternative option that isn't in the morning early London game, if you know what I'm saying. Overcome, appreciate your super chat. Anybody has any more, drop them in. OBOZ dropping in a super chat. Overcome dropping yet, I believe, another one. Let me pull these up on the screen. I threw in Hopkins and sent an offer. Penny, Keenan Allen, and Hopkins for Cook, Najee, or Jacobs. Don't go after Jacobs the same way you're going after Cook and Najee. I don't know that I throw Hopkins in necessarily and go after Jacobs. Not to mention, I hope these aren't all on the same team because he's just going to prioritize and give you Jacobs. But I would be cautious to offer for Jacobs. I probably still do that deal, I suppose. Hopkins, Penny, Keenan Allen for Jacobs, maybe. But I feel like you're overpaying. You're paying a high price tag. You're buying him at his inflated value, which he could hold. But I definitely, even though Cook was one of my biggest avoids in 2022, one of my top 4 bust candidates for 2022, and Cook has been busting, to say the least. He's a great buy low because you're packaging in every bit of risk you're worried about or you should have been worried about on draft day. So just to make a point of clarification, people say, Smitty, how are you against Cook, but now you'll buy him? Because it's all about buying low and selling high. It's like the stock market. Just because I love Apple stock, if it's at an all-time high, I'm not going to go in and buy it. I'm going to buy it when it's low, when the risk is very minimal. I believe you should be going after Najee and Cook at this price tag. If you throw in Hopkins, I don't know if I love Jacobs as much in that deal. I think you're giving up too much, or it's not so much you're giving up too much as that you're offering way too much based on fair market value. OBOZ says Smitty, Kamara, and Aaron Jones and MT for Debo. That is quite a bit to give up. Kamara or Aaron Jones. So let's just take it piece by piece. Kamara and MT for Debo. I probably do it because Kamara's, and we'll talk about Kamara right here. I think I don't have Kamara news on my screen right now, but Kamara is questionable potentially for this week again. It was thought that he was going to be full go, and even though he's going to be on the injury report, he's going to be a go. This is his game back. He's finally a lot closer to being 100%. And now there's this report that he's questionable. Like, he might still just be questionable and likely to play, but we got to monitor Kamara. And the fact that he's still struggling to stay healthy, the fact that he's still got the off the field problems and potential concerns, I would rather have Deebo Samuel. Aaron Jones and MT is a more close argument to make because Aaron Jones still could be a top 6 to 10 running back. You know, maybe he's not top 5 on my mind, but he could be 6 to 10, and that's valuable. And Deebo Samuel is being run just like he was last year toward getting run into the ground. Definitely injury risk galore going on there in San Francisco in general, but they're going to lean on Deebo to the point where I'm really afraid they're going to break him. Would I buy him at a certain value and not worry about the injury? Yeah, if I feel like it's baked in. Would I hold him if I had him? Am I so panicked about Deebo getting hurt that I'm trading him away in any league I have him? No, but I'm just saying there's some concern there with injury. And if you're going to weigh out Aaron Jones and MT versus Deebo, I believe because of Kamara's injury risk and off the field issues, if that video drops, the full video, he gets removed from the NFL immediately. That video is so bad and gruesome. I've heard from people I trust that have seen or talked to people that have seen it. Per source, right? So take it with a grain of salt. Who knows? Maybe the video is not as bad. Anything can happen, but I feel pretty confident that if that full video drops and gets leaked, and remember, Kareem Hunt's video got leaked, Ray Rice's video got leaked. A lot of people say the video's already out. Show it to me. Show it to me. Everybody, all you creative Calebs in the comments that say, Smitty, the video is already released. Oh yeah? Show us. Go find it and show it to us. Where's the video, hot shot? Where's the video? You think it's released. You saw maybe a clip of somebody have a still frame that talked about it, or maybe there was a clip of it somewhere that somebody had recorded. There's no full video released out there to the public. Go find it, hot shot. Go find it. This video, if dropped, and I say if dropped because it hasn't been dropped, regardless of the creative Calebs and the complaining Cliffords in the comments, it hasn't dropped. When it drops, he could be raptured from the NFL. He's a good buy low. I'm still buying low in a lot of ways, but I'm buying low. I'm buying low. I'm not buying high. I'm not buying medium rare. I'm buying low, or I'm not buying at all. He's got enough value baked in if you're buying him low. Aaron Jones feels like he's a little bit more valuable than Kamara in my mind. And Aaron Jones feels like because he's an RB, he could have a positional advantage of being worth more than Deebo, but it's arguable. So in this context, I'm going to say depends on what you need. If you need wide receiver, MT is not a great find, but he's also a pretty decent throw-in. Maybe you take Aaron Jones or you keep Aaron Jones and you flip MT and something else for another upgrade. So that one's going to be preference and based on your team need. Offer Breece Hall and Godwin for JT and Allen Robinson. Offered Breece Hall and Godwin for JT. I'm taking JT all day long. I love Breece Hall. Godwin's got some appeal. But JT, we're 5 weeks in. JT didn't even play. He didn't have a bust game or anything like that. He's played 4 games, and we're already willing to rank JT well outside of round 1. Well out. Everybody's putting him in like round 2, mid-round 2, late round 2. Unbelievable value to come in and grab JT. I'll let a season ride and die on JT. I'm willing to take that chance in one league. At this cost of entry on JT, give me JT. I love Breece Hall, but give me JT. This has nothing to do with Breece Hall. I love Breece Hall, but it is what it is. You have an opportunity to get JT. You can win a league with this move. Is George Pickens startable if you're thin at wide receiver? He's probably startable as your wide receiver 3, even if you're pretty good at wide receiver, Kevin. So the answer to that is yes. Start 2, Cook, Kamara, Pierce, wide receiver, Godwin, Kirk. Give me Kirk, he's safer. I don't mind you going Godwin, but Godwin's still very injury prone, and it's going to remain that way all year. He's had the knee issues, he's had all kinds of other issues, and then he got hit in the head and he came out of the game and then he went back in. It's like Godwin is one of the most injury prone players in the NFL. So if you think you're going to get a full game out of him when you send him on the field, he might give you half a game. He's that kind of player. Kirk's been balling out. You got to give Kirk the benefit of the doubt here. Start 2 running backs, Cook, Kamara, Pierce. You got to go Pierce and Cook right now until we know more about Kamara. If Kamara looks to be full go, which we may not get that indication, and right now, with what we know now, you got to assume he's going to be a little limited. I'm going to put Kamara on the pine until we know what's what. So there you go on that. Thank you for that super chat. And this question from Overcome: what about that trio for AJ Brown? So you're talking about giving up, what was it? Keenan Allen, Penny, and Hopkins for AJ Brown. I would take AJ Brown. Overcome. Thank you for that. This is a voice message from James Conklin.
I have Bateman and he's not playing. So that's why I'm asking. I have ASB and Bateman and neither one of them guys want to play this week. Yeah.
Well, Bateman's an okay pickup and hold, but Bateman's not a guaranteed starter even when he's on the field.
So my starters are going to be JJ, Higgins, Sky Moore, and Donovan Peoples-Jones. If ASB and Bateman don't play.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who else is on your waiver wire, but that definitely is tough sledding. Jim!
Hey, Smitty. I asked this question yesterday as the show was ending, so I'll ask it again today. I got a trade offer in my one league. It's a 12-team PPR league. I'm 3-1, and I'm trying to go after DeAndre Swift because I have the time to kind of wait on him since I have the 3-1 record. And the best offer I've been able to get so far is I would be giving up A.J. Brown and Ramondre Stevenson and getting back Swift and DJ Moore. I don't really love DJ Moore, but he's the best receiver that he has on his roster that he'd be willing to give up back to me, other than maybe Curtis Samuel. And just for context, I do have other great receivers if I would lose A.J. Brown. I also have Jefferson, Waddle, Godwin, London, and Pickens. What are your thoughts on that trade?
I'd rather give up Waddle than A.J. Brown because Waddle's banged up right now. Waddle doesn't have Tua. I know everybody's going to say Waddle's amazing, don't trade Waddle, but if you're not panicked about Waddle a little bit comparatively to his previous value with Tua under center, you're lying to yourself. Because now you got both wide receivers banged up this week. So Jalen Waddle is banged up and Tyreek Hill is banged up. Both these guys are questionable for week number 5. Waddle, groin questionable week 5, more likely to play than Tyreek Hill. Both of them are right on that 50-50 line of playing. That's what questionable means, 50-50. Waddle is injured, and he's kind of injury prone. You can argue that against whatever you want. I don't care. That's how I feel. He's injury prone. My show. Injury prone. Where's my injury prone? My show. Injury prone. Tyreek Hill is a little less likely to play, but right around the 50-50 mark. Probably a little bit more likely to not play than to play. That's concerning, right? Tua, we don't know if Tua's ever going to return. And I know a lot of people are going to say, no, he'll be back. I don't know if people understand why there are protocols in place for concussions. It's not like an ankle injury. With an ankle, you sprain your ankle, you have a bad swelling situation with your ankle, it's unstable. You don't rest enough, you go out, right? You re-sprain your ankle, you're likely going to go right back to where you were before you started resting from the first ankle injury, and you're more than likely going to have a little bit more severe ankle injury and sprain because you didn't heal it, you came out and you've re-sprained it before it was back to health. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, that's the same thing with concussions. It is not. It's 10 times worse with concussions. It's not about you have a concussion, you don't get over it in time, the protocols are in place, you get another one, oh, now you got to start over, and then you're just going to take you a little longer to get over the concussion, but you'll be back. No, the protocols for concussions are in place because if you were still in a concussive state, which Tua was most certainly still in when he went back out onto the field, 5 days from his last concussion on a short week, if you're still in a concussive state and you suffer a concussion, it can do damage that you can't repair. It can do damage to your brain that you can never recover from. It can put you in a vulnerable state that you never shake, where you can get concussed with just a little bit of a head bump. Like, this guy's brain was in such a vulnerable state when he suffered his second concussion that he may have caused some part brain damage, like that you can't necessarily measure now. These are the things that can lead to CTE, things that can lead to things we can't even understand and fathom now because it's such a new phenomenon, right? Players playing with this head trauma and then getting hit again. That's why a lot of people have CTE. That's why a lot of people are struggling later on in life because they didn't have protocols in place to protect them. Tua essentially went back in time and played in a time where he didn't have a protocol because he had a concussion and he went out there and got another concussion. There is a chance Tua never plays again. And if he does play, there's a chance he goes right back out there, even though he's deemed healthy, doesn't have any signs or symptoms of concussion, gets hit one time and is down again. And we're like in the very next game he plays, he's rolling around on the ground because he got hit hard. And if you recall, both of Tua's concussions were the ground causing the concussion. Usually it's a helmet to helmet or something of that nature. He literally got his second concussion via the ground. Now, granted, he was whipped down to the ground really hard, and that was awful to see. It was almost overly aggressive. You could argue unnecessary roughness to a degree, but it is football. And so I'm not, point being, circling all the way back, Jalen Waddle without Tua doesn't have the same value that he did. I trade Tua in that situation more than I trade, here's James's.
Hey, Smitty, for my RB2 spot in my one league, would you rather start?
Yeah, I would trade Waddle before I would trade anyone else. What was this question here?
Start Jeff Wilson or Ramondre Stevenson this week?
Jeff Wilson or Ramondre Stevenson? I'm probably going to say Jeff Wilson until we know more about Ramondre's workload. Will they lean on Harris? Will they lean on Stevenson? Stevenson's the PPR guy. Harris is the early down guy. How's the game flow? Once Stevenson's unlocked and used properly, we're going to want to lean probably in that direction. But for right now, you got to go Wilson, in my opinion.
Hey, Smitty, you may address this in the show today, but if you're in a 1 QB league and your quarterback is currently Russell Wilson, is it time to move off of him? If your only options in your league are Geno, Zach Wilson, Teddy, or Tannehill, are any of those worthwhile to pick up to play in place of Russ, or you just kind of hold them and play him and hope for the best?
I'm giving up on Russ Wilson until I see him rebound. Would I cut him? I don't know. It depends on the scenario. Would I start Geno Smith, who's absolutely playing on fire? Yeah, I would start Geno Smith over Russell Wilson until further notice. No question about it. I'm not sure what to make of Russell Wilson go forward. I think he's a big risk going forward. I will most certainly grab Geno and play him. I think I got to Conklin's third one, but let me see.
Like, so my starters are going to be JJ.
Yeah,
Higgins.
yeah, I got that. So if you guys got any more voicemails, drop them. I'll be answering voice messages the remainder of the day. Here's one from Michael.
Hey, Smitty, for this week, would you go Algier or Kenneth Walker or ETN? Thanks.
Algier, Kenneth Walker, ETN. Kenneth Walker's injured. ETN is hard to trust right now, and Algier is going to get volume, but he has a horrible matchup against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I would probably say I lean in the direction of Algier, but temper expectations a little bit because he has a pretty rough matchup. So Tyreek Hill, questionable, but on the wrong side of questionable. Waddle, questionable, probably 50-50 to play on right smack in the middle of questionable. So that's that. Breece Hall removed from the Week 5 injury report. What does that mean? What's that mean exactly? I'll tell you what it means. It means it's Breece Hall season, baby. And it's starting off hot. It's starting off right away. Get ready for it. I'm excited for it. Let's go Breece Hall. Let's go Breece Hall. Breece Hall to the moon. Get him in your lineups. Keenan Allen, I talked about this. Won't play Week 5. What a disappointment. And there were people drafting this guy so high. I couldn't even understand it. Why I'd see him at the back of round 2 or top of round 3. He's an injury-prone guy, and it was just too early. His ADP was just climbing way too early. This guy, hey, this is one I said to draft, and I drafted him way too early. He hasn't done anything all year. This is on me. Dalton Schultz not listed on the Dallas final injury report. Well, Dalton, get on your horse and start earning a living. Start earning what we paid on draft day, please. There are a lot of people with tight end injuries, and you may still have Dalton Schultz, and you got to run him out there this week. He's not on the injury report, so we got to assume he's in the best possible position to finally do something, but we'll see. Hollywood Brown was removed from the Week 5 injury report. That's good news. Hollywood Brown will play and do his usual damage and be a PPR, potential PPR monster. I like Hollywood Brown. What happens when Hopkins comes back is your guess. Your guess is as good as mine, but I do think he still has a very good role. But we'll find out, how much Hopkins will eat into his workload. DeAndre Swift's shoulder will not play Week 5. We knew this. He's going to sit out Week 5 and then has a bye week in Week 6 and should return in Week 7 to be full go. Let's hope, or close to full go. Let's hope. Could there be a setback? Yeah. But is he a great player to acquire right now on the cheap? Absolutely. I'm all about that. Cody says, which trade would be better, Najee and Waller for Mixon or Clyde Edwards-Helaire, or trade James Robinson and Waller for Mixon or Clyde Edwards-Helaire? I would much rather trade James Robinson and Waller for Mixon or Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I would take a gamble on Mixon over Clyde, but you wouldn't be crazy to go with Clyde. Clyde's been scoring big, and I like him a lot, especially if you can cuff him to Pacheco. Then it's even more safe. Don't trade Najee and Waller for Clyde. Don't trade Najee and Waller for Mixon, in my opinion. But appreciate the question and the super chat. If you want to move off Tyreek, what do you trade him for? AJ Brown. Go get a running back like Breece Hall or Dameon Pierce and get a Pittman with it if you want to go that direction, or something along those lines. Higgins and maybe something small. Tyreek Hill could get you Debo. Tyreek Hill could get you DK and a running back or something like that. There's a couple ways you could go, but I don't know that I'm getting rid of Tyreek on the cheap as much as I'd be getting rid of Waddle a little bit cheaper than normal. But try and sell as high as you can. Will you trade Barkley and Sutton for Mixon, Godwin, and Devontae Smith? You've got Hurts. Will you trade Barkley and Sutton? No. Barkley, first of all, let me just say this, Rodney. Take this in a positive. Take a lap, not because I don't love you, Rodney Brofist. You and me are boys, okay? You are a member of the show. You will forever be family here. But I've got to send you on a lap when a lap is due. Because I want you to remember the value of Barkley and not make this mistake and pull the trigger on something like this. When they knight you as a knight, they go, in the movies at least, they say you are now a knight, and then they slap you. Now you'll remember your oath, okay? Rodney, I want you to slap yourself a little bit across the face so you remember not to be trading Barkley on the low, okay? Not only were you trading Barkley for Mixon and Godwin, and even Devontae Smith. You were going to throw in Sutton. You were going to try and even try and get these scales a little more balanced on top of that for this individual, or more weighted down on the other individual side. This is a no. This is an absolute no. Smitty disapproved. I approve you, but I don't approve your trade. Okay. Next question is from Rush Prime. Rush Prime says 3 PPR, Pierce, Stevenson, Hall, Herbert, Monty. Monty's, banged up, and who knows if he even plays. I doubt he does. If he does, he'll be limited. Pierce is a lock. Hall is a lock. He's off the injury report. And I'm probably going Herbert as long as Monty's out. Okay? If Monty's in, I still may play Herbert over Stevenson if everything looks totally good to go for him in terms of workload. But give Herbert one more try. Schultz or Hill, week 5. Hill won last week for me. Hill, probably go Taysom Hill until we know what Schultz is and what he's capable of doing. Start 2 running backs, Cook, Kamara, Pierce, 1 wide receiver, Godwin or Kirk. You're going to go with Cook and Pierce, and I already answered this one, and Kirk. Thank you, Toon. Appreciate your super chat, my man. You are the man. You are the man, man. Let's see. Rodney, Barkley, Sutton. Already got to that one. Cody. I got to Cody's. Thank you, Cody. Appreciate you. Overcome says, keep Chase, right? Buddy countered me with Cook for Chase. I'd rather have Chase, bro. I'm not trading for Cook. Not at that price tag. I'll trade for Cook on the cheap. That's not on the cheap. That's like trying to sell Cook like you drafted him high and you're trying to get the same value back. This guy's trying to walk into your humble abode, bro, and say, hey, I overpaid for Cook. I took him at the top or the middle of round 2, middle of round 1, like Smitty said not to. I took him in the first round, and he's playing like crap. Hey, give me first round value back for Cook. That's what the guy's doing. He's trying to give you Cook and still get back what he paid on draft day. That's not how the world works. That's not how the world works. Matt, start Dobbs or Bobby Trees. Start Dobbs. Bobby Trees is a lot to prove before I'm putting him in my lineups. Need multiple wide receivers. Trade package for Devontae Adams. Need multiple wide receivers. This is tough, bro, because you got to find someone that wants to give up 2 wide receivers. You got to go to the Pittman owner and see if they've got a potential wide receiver that is comparable, like Debo or Tyreek Hill or something like that. If you want multiple wide receivers, you got to go to the Higgins or Pittman owner or Debo owner and then find out what wide receivers they have. It's really hard to concoct a trade without knowing, going in blind and not knowing what these rosters look like. But that's how you do it. You go find an anchor. You find an anchor, whether Pittman's the anchor or Higgins is the anchor, or you find some other wide receiver that you really, really like that can be that anchor player. And then you got to find another player that balances the scales and preferably in your favor, right? So am I trading Devontae Adams easily? No, I'm not. And most likely you're not going to find a lot of opportunities to do 2 wide receivers. It's just an awkward trade. You're going to probably be better off finding a Higgins and a Damian Pierce or a Breece Hall and a wide receiver and going with the 2 players for your 1. That's going to be more likely of a scenario for you. Need a flex, Etienne, Pickens, Algier, Herbert. I'm going to go with Herbert as long as he's starting, and he should be starting. He should be getting full workload. He would be the easy call for me. This super chat, I think you asked you this question, but I don't know if you answered it. But would you trade Hawkinson for Pitts? I'd rather have Hawkinson right now over Pitts. First of all, Pitts isn't playing. I like Kyle Pitts. I'm in the business of getting Kyle Pitts for free and putting him on my bench and waiting. A lot of people are going to give up on him. That's fine. I'm in the business of holding on to him. This is the best tight end had the best rookie tight end season in the history of the NFL. He's not garbage. His situation is garbage. Now he's banged up. He's going to be cut in a lot of leagues. You certainly can't be making trades where a guy's about to get cut in Kyle Pitts and you're giving up a guy that might be climbing into the top 4 or 5 tight ends. So this would be an absolute disapprove to trade Hawkinson, who's got way more value than Pitts, even though I love the idea of having Pitts buried on your roster in hopes that he does bounce back and return once Ritter's in there. So absolutely disapprove this trade, but I do approve you. Disapprove. Appreciate your super chat. This one's from Jimenez. Jimenez says, Lost Knox. Who do I pick up? Disley, Logan, or Hurst? Probably, this is a coin toss, bro. Make sure Taysom Hill's not out there. Disley's okay. Logan Thomas is maybe safest. Hurst is okay. I'd probably go Logan Thomas, but honestly, trust your gut because almost forcing an answer. They're all very, very close. Pick 2. Thank you for the super chat, by the way, Jimenez. Pick 2, full PPR. Najee, Dobbins, Penny. Give me Najee and Dobbins. Penny's interesting. If you want to go Penny over Najee, I wouldn't call you crazy, but I can't do that. Pickett's coming in. Najee should get revived. I'm not gonna be starting Penny over either of those guys right now. I would probably say Najee and Dobbins, but maybe you trade Dobbins away. Maybe you trade Dobbins and Penny away for a Dameon Pierce. Maybe you make a move, get a Breece Hall. Maybe you trade Dobbins and get a potential, I don't know, you could go get a Higgins, or you could go get a potential player that I like a whole lot more at the wide receiver spot, and then you could put Penny in your lineup. Assuming this is like a flex or injury situation. If Dobbins is truly your number 2 running back going forward, you probably can't trade him. But if you've got Swift coming back, or you've got some other situation going on where it's Najee and another player, or JT, or something like that, then I am trying to use Dobbins while I can before his value kind of drops off, because I think he is very, very valuable right now via trade. Just traded AJ Brown and Pollard, and should start Curtis Samuel or Dobbs this week. I go Dobbs. Just traded AJ Brown for Connor, and Connor for Jamar, Chase, and Dylan. I love that trade. I'm all about that trade. Jamar and Dylan, give it to me. Not everybody's going to agree with me on that, but I like that trade. Get Dobbs in your lineup. Appreciate you. Caspo says, half PPR trade. Would you trade away Saquon and Devontae Smith for DC? Who's DC? Would you trade B for A? Would you trade K for L? What are we doing here? Derek Carr? Who's DC? I believe it's Derek Carr. But bro, you and I haven't been chatting and texting for years to where I know what you're talking about. This shorthand. Do you trade C for D? You trade B for K? I don't know what we're doing here. Torrin, stop spamming the chat. Okay? I'm not going to answer your question just because you're spamming the chat 8 times in a row, Torrin. Calm down, Torrin. No soup for you. Jeez, Torrin. I'm assuming here, I'm waiting for Caspo. Caspo says it's Dalvin Cook. Okay, there you go. Dalvin Cook. Caspo, don't tell me to chill. I'm completely fine, bro. I'm completely fine. Dalvin Cook, AJ Brown, Christian Kirk. I love how you assumed I knew Dalvin Cook, though, Caspo. I mean, how would I know that? Does anybody else use DC for Dalvin Cook? You're telling me to chill, but how would I know that, Caspo? How would I know that's Dalvin Cook? DC. Appreciate you, Caspo, by the way. Bro fist. I just get worked up. It's not about you. Who would you trade away? Saquon? Would I trade away Saquon, Devontae Smith for Dalvin Cook, AJ Brown, Christian Kirk? That's good. That's a good trade. If you trust Dalvin Cook, Caspo. Bro. What's the chat think? Somebody tell me what you think. Dalvin Cook, AJ Brown, Christian Kirk for Devontae Smith and Saquon. What side are you on? District of Columbia, DC. Would you trade D for L? You know who D is. It's Dalvin Cook. Let's see here. Smitty, cool, ain't mad. Just ask once. Yeah, you can. Like Torrin, I don't mind. Torrin, you don't have to apologize. I'm just kidding with you. I'll even go answer your question. Can't trade Saquon. Good trade. Take that. taking Saquon deal. AJ Brown's side. I want Barkley's side. So very, very even, bro. And Torin, to answer your 45 questions in a row, you said, need a tight end help, Smitty. Arm? AR, is that ARM? What's arm? What's arm mean, Torin? Arm? Pitts is out. Who's arm? Start Schultz or Conklin? Probably start Schultz if that's me. I swear, I don't know what's going on here. I don't even know what's this is my show, and I don't even have control of it right now. Would you trade away Saquon? I'm gonna say I take Dalvin Cook, AJ Brown, and Christian Kirk, but you better have Madison, Caspo. You better get Madison. If you don't have Madison, I think the deal's off, because you just don't know what's gonna happen there, bro. You don't know. Neighbors dropping a $20 wad on the screen. Neighbors.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, neighbors appreciate you. He's the neighbor that you always wish you had. This is I'd rather have neighbors as my neighbor than anybody. Look at this dude. Can you imagine going out and seeing this guy watering his lawn? I mean, what an amazing man. You know, sitting out there in his TB12 jersey, watering the lawn. I can't think of a better potential neighbor in my mind. This guy Neighbors right here. I'm 2-2. Should I stick with this squad? 10-team PPR. Brady, Chubb, AJ Dillon, Jamar Chase, D. Adams, Waller, Evans, Singletary, benches, Hunt, Madison, B. Rob, Herbert, Khalil Herbert. Brady, you're not trading Brady. You're wearing a Brady jersey, bro. There's no convincing you there. Chubb, AJ Dillon, Jamar Chase, D. Adams. I like it, Neighbors. I think you're looking pretty good. I think the only thing I would consider is maybe going to that Monty owner trying to sell Khalil Herbert before you lose that value. Not that he couldn't, start all year, but so make sure you get something good. But I would trade. I mean, you got Evans too, Waller and Evans. You snuck Evans behind Waller, so I didn't even see that. You're good, bro. You're good. I don't mind this trade. I don't mind this team at all. I'd sit on this all day. But what I would look to do is Herbert potentially, maybe Herbert and Hunt, maybe Hunt and Dobbs, maybe maybe you go get like a what could you even get? Pittman. You kind of need a running back more than you need a wide receiver though. You got AJ Dillon. He's my go-to go-get right now. So you're good, bro. You're good. I mean, JT, Hunt, Herbert. Go get. Maybe you could trade Chubb for JT and something. Maybe this dude's got Pittman. He's got something he could give you. You trade him Chubb for JT. I know a lot of people are going to say they'd rather have Chubb than JT. But Neighbors, I don't know if you're like me, but I like coming in and buying low. And I feel like you could sell Chubb for JT and something. And I would do that. I would do that. But that's me. Past that, Neighbors, you're good to go. That team is absolutely rock solid. I'd only be tempted to trade Khalil Herbert and Hunt together on the high for one running back like Pierce or Breece Hall or something like that. Neighbors, past that, you were good to go. Back from my run. Attaboy. 317 people in here, only 94 thumbs up. So Rock Out wants you to hit that thumb up button. Thank you, Rock Out, for dropping the super chat. Let's open up the phone lines while we're taking these super chats. All right, let's do it. Let's do it live. Phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
All right. People take themselves way too seriously. Look, we're just having fun in here, okay? We're always having fun in here. Cameron's dropping a super chat. Smitty, can I get your opinion on my last two trades? Traded Diggs and Hunt for Lamb and Pierce. Arguable, but I probably lean Lamb and Pierce, but very arguable because I like Diggs that much. And then traded Pollard and Olave for Higgins and Jeff Wilson Jr. I like the Higgins side a little bit more too. So I think you did good on both of those, Cameron. I like them. Zach, you're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Zach, what can I do for you?
What's up, Smitty? I wanted to give you my team and see where I can go with this team because I'm 1-3.
All right, Scott, you're on hold. Just hang tight for me, okay? Don't do anything weird like mouth breathe into the phone or whatever. We got you on hold, okay, buddy?
All right, bro.
All right, we got you. All right, Zach, hit me with it quick. You got 60 seconds, bro, and then I'm moving on.
All right, I got Joe Burrow, Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift, Mike Williams, George Pickens, Hunter Renfrow, Elijah Moore, and Tony Pollard.
Okay. And what's the question?
And then I got Schultz at tight end. What can I do with this team to make it better since I'm 1-3?
1-3.
Who can I trade?
Yeah,
and go for?
1-3. Bro, I don't know. This is tough because you're only sell high. You don't have a sell high. I mean, JT's, you can't really sell him. I'm buying JT. You can't really sell him, though. Swift, maybe he's a sell high. Maybe you go into a Dalvin Cook risky situation just because you're getting two games of Dalvin. I get everybody's got a buy, right? So you can't really look at Swift's week 6 as he's out 2 more weeks. He's really only out 1 more week, and everybody has a buy. So you got to be careful not to let that influence you too much. I don't know, man. This is tough. I'm not gonna lie. Did you lose anybody?
I lost Javonte,
Okay.
and then I traded Jamar Chase for JT and Elijah Moore 2 days ago.
Okay. I mean, I don't hate that trade. I like Jamar Chase a lot, but you needed a running back, and I get that. And JT's a good value right now. So, that sucks, man. Condolences on the Javonte loss, my man. I would say, man, I don't know what you can do though. You almost have to just wait it out. You could try and trade. You might have to wait a week, let JT get back to his elite value or something, and then maybe flip him. I don't think there's much for you to do. You're just going to be losing more value. Would I maybe trade Swift for if you could somehow get a Pierce and a Higgins or something like that, which I doubt you're going to get, but something to that along those lines would be something that would help maybe revive your team a little bit. But it'd have to be literally 2 monster players where you're taking the person to the cleaners, because Swift is going to be good for you down the stretch. Would I take a gamble on a Dalvin Cook and hopefully you could even get something? Maybe, because you're getting, you're 1-3. You can't really afford to keep losing. I would just see what you could get for Swift. That's the only move you got.
The only thing that I've gotten so far, somebody offered DeAndre Swift and Mike Williams for JJ. Would you do that?
Yes.
You do that?
I would. So you get rid of Swift and Mike Williams, and you get JJ. I mean, you're in a bind though. I mean, who's your running back 2 though? Pollard?
Yeah, Pollard.
No one wishes injury upon anybody, but you're hoping that Zeke Elliott just retires or something, right? That's what you need. I don't know. I don't know. Look, that trade is hard for you to do, but you got to do it. Number one, you got to do it. But I don't know that you're still winning with this team. You're going to have to maybe divide JJ up. But I would do that immediately. And then if JJ has a 150-yard 2 TD game, JT has a 150-yard 2 TD game, you might have to do another divide and conquer situation. But at least this gives you 2 potential top 5 overall players. People don't want to accept that JT still has top 5 overall potential. He does. Whether it's hidden right now, maybe it doesn't ever come back, whatever, he's still got that potential. So it's like JT and JJ at least give you some trade firepower downstream. I'd take that. Is that offer's on the table?
It was. I talked about it with him a day or 2 ago, and he said the only way that he'd be able to trade JJ is if he got Swift and Mike Williams.
Well, I would do that. I'm sure that Chad agrees. Does Chad agree with me? I mean, he's not going to win with that team, but it gives him more power. And the fact that you don't have Swift for 2 weeks, for 2 weeks you're going to get JJ points. You know what I mean? And then you can decide later. Because think about it from this perspective, bro. Think about it from this perspective, bro. You're going to trade away Swift, who gets you nothing for 2 weeks, and you're going to have Mike Williams maybe doing something, maybe not. Let's say Mike Williams has 2 dud games. You have JJ for 2 weeks, bro, to score. And if you trade JJ after 2 weeks' time, you're still getting anything you would have got right now. So you're getting all those JJ points. So go do that.
All right.
All right,
I'll
bro.
do it. Thanks, Mitty.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Scott, what's up, my man?
Bye.
Hey, Smitty.
What's up?
I've got a PPR team, 4-0. I've been streaming quarterbacks all year,
Okay.
and I'm wondering, Goff, Geno, or Wentz this week.
Goff, Geno, or Wentz?
Yep, they're all on the waiver wire. Well, I got Goff on my roster right now.
What do you guys think in the chat? Goff, Geno, or Wentz? I'm kind of thinking Wentz is interesting, but Geno's been the hot hand, and I kind of like what Geno's dropping, bro. I'm leaning a little bit Geno, but let me just take a look at some things real quick and see. What do you guys think?
Well, Goff's been on fire too.
Yeah. Well, but if I would say if St. Brown plays, I maybe am more inclined to lean Goff. But let me just look at some things real quick. We got a couple Goff answers. Geno answer. Geno, Goff or Wentz. Goff. We got a lot of Goff. Geno is very. Geno, not Wentz. Goff. Goffy. You got a lot of Goff votes. I think the people have spoken. I don't mind that. I don't mind Goff. At New England, probably going to be a nice little day. I just think, Seattle, New Orleans is not the easiest matchup defensively for Geno. I'm gonna change my answer to Goff. I agree with the chat.
All right, I'll leave him in then.
Wentz
That's the way I was leaning. That's the reason I had.
Yeah, Wentz is interesting. At home versus the
Wentz did good the first 2 weeks, and then I swapped him out for Goff, and Goff's been on fire last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Roll with the hot hand. Roll with Goff. And that's what your gut told you.
All right, bro. Thanks.
That's what your gut told you anyway.
Thanks, man. I love the show.
Yeah, appreciate you, Scott. Thank you. All right, Scott. Yeah. Goff is just a little bit safer. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Chris,
what's up?
What's up, Smitty?
What's up, man?
Hey, I got a trade off. I got 2 questions real quick. I got a trade off for somebody offered me DeAndre Swift for Leonard Fournette, and I told him I might do it next week, but I need him on my lineup this week. And what do you think about that trade?
Can he offer it to you and you sit on it, and once the games kick off, you just punch the button? I mean,
yeah.
I would do that.
Probably could, yeah.
I would do that, but I mean, if he was going to take it off the table, let's say, I'd probably rather have Swift. I'd probably rather have Swift.
I would too, but I need Fournette for this week. You know what I mean? I told him I could do it, and after next week, you know what I mean? I could probably do it then. But my other question was, I have Gabe Davis, Ramondre Stevenson, Tony Pollard, Brandon Cooks, a couple other players, nothing special. Olave, and Gabriel Davis at my flex. Could you pick 2?
So Gabe Davis, Stevenson, Pollard, Brandon Cooks, or
Brandon Cooks and Olave.
Okay. So Olave is a lock. And you want me to pick one more?
Yeah, please.
I mean, if Gabe Davis looks healthy, I would potentially go Gabe Davis, but I think Stevenson's the call for right now. Brandon Cooks
Okay,
is
but if
okay-ish. Yeah, but hey, you got to trust your gut on that second one because it really is a coin toss close type of situation.
Yeah, I was really thinking Gabe Davis, but then I see the work that Stevenson's getting, and I'm like, well, damn, maybe I should swap out,
Yeah,
Because I got Davis in my flex right now because I got Tyreek and Waddle.
just make sure you're okay with Stevenson being, either hit or miss because this is kind of like a similar situation as like, Khalil Herbert, everybody, including myself, it was like, okay, this could be a monster game, and it oftentimes will go a different direction than you think. But as long as you're okay with the risk, I may have actually ended that call on accident, but as long as you're okay with that risk, I would definitely go Stevenson if you're okay with it. If we don't feel like Gabe Davis is near 100%. Sorry about that. I ended the call a little too early there. You're on the show live. Who am I talking to? Hello. I love when people don't know what to do. They just hang up. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, what's going on? Somebody was calling the Ace.
What's up, Ace? What can I do for you, Ace?
Not much. So I'm in the 14 man, and I'm really torn on what I should do next. So I got Josh Allen, Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift, Romeo, Deontay Johnson.
Wait, hold on one second. You said Josh Allen, Taylor Swift, and then who?
Josh Allen, Taylor Swift, Romeo Dobbs.
Okay.
Deontay Johnson, Irv Smith, Juju, Rashad White, and then my bench is like Pacheco, Hunt, Sky Moore, P. Ryan, Alexander Madison, Darrell Henderson. And that's pretty much it, yeah.
Okay. Wow, that gets thin really quick. Is it how big of a league is it?
14 man, 0.5 PPR.
Yeah, 14. I figured it was 14. Yeah. The problem. What's your record?
2-2.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait, man. You gotta wait for Taylor Swift to get back into concert. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta wait till that's back on tour because Taylor Swift is your ability to win this league. It is look, Dobbs, Deontay are not amazing, but they're good enough. They're good enough with this running back duo, but you need to wait on it because you're 2-2. I imagine there aren't a lot of 3-1 teams, right? It's probably a lot of 2-2s.
There is. Let me see. Let me look at me. Give me a second. There are. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 3-1 teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 2-2 teams, and 3 1-3 teams.
Yeah, I mean it's tough sledding. I mean, first of all, you already had Taylor out this week. You can't even trade him, so you're in a bind anyway this week. But you have Swift out next week on a bye, but at least he's going to be without a bye going forward. Hopefully he stays healthy and he's good to go. Taylor, I'm expecting full bounce back out of Taylor.
Yeah, definitely. Especially looking at last season, that's what I was really banking on. Like he started slow last season as well.
Yeah, don't worry about it. But yeah, there's nothing you can do. You could maybe trade Josh Allen. If you feel like you're in a bind and it's gonna get out of control and spiral out of control. You could go try and find a potential like AJ Brown and quarterback, or maybe you trade him straight up for Jamar Chase type player, and then try and get an Aaron Rodgers or somebody back. But that's a tough one, man. I mean, I'd probably rather just wait, and I think that in a 14-teamer, you're gonna be okay if you get these two guys popping off here soon.
So should I wait for Sky Moore to show potential, or you think he's done?
I mean, it depends on who you're going to drop for him, but I mean, maybe Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt. Yeah, no, I'm saying maybe Kareem Hunt can fill in for you and do well. Sky Moore. I mean, okay. Yeah, it depends who you can pick up if you drop him, but hopefully Hunt and Rashad White step up for you somehow.
Okay, Smitty, I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. I wish I could give you better advice on this one, but you just got to wait. You're Josh Allen. Explore Josh Allen trades, but only explore them. Bring them back if you got anything. I would poke around at that right now and just see what you could get. Like, what if you could get Burrow and
thank you.
what if you could get Burrow and Higgins for Josh Allen? You know what I mean? Like, so just see what someone's willing to give you.
Okay, I'll go ahead and try that right now. Appreciate
All right,
you.
later, bro. What's up? What's up, the Wood? You're up. You're up next, Wood.
Hey, what's going on? I just had a quick question about my league mate. He wanted to trade me Jonathan Taylor for Waddle and Dobbins. So I was going to see what you think about that.
Trade JK and Waddle for JT?
Yeah, that's on my side, and then he's got JT. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, try and get something else just to act like you need to. But yeah, certainly. Question.
What if it was just like Waddle? Just Waddle straight up for JT, would you do that?
Well, I mean, if I would do this one, don't you think I'd do that one?
I don't think I understood what you said.
Well, I mean, I said if I would have done this one, don't you think I would have done that one? I mean, of course, if you could keep JK, keep him. Then you could trade JK
I thought you were trying to tell me that I should try to get something else on top of that.
Well, no, I'm saying try, but I pulled the trigger. I'm just saying act like you need more. And,
okay.
Yeah. But no. I mean, JK and Waddle. Look, it's a pretty penny to some people, and I could understand why somebody would say, no, but I'm taking that. But I'm gambling on JT. If you don't believe in JT, then don't make the trade. You know, there are a lot of people.
Yeah. I'm 3-1 right now, and I can maybe afford to lose like a game or so, but like. If he doesn't come back, then it's going to kind of screw me up.
Yeah, I mean, but if he doesn't come back, you got to prepare for that. There's a possibility that maybe JT isn't JT anymore. Like, we don't know, but I'm willing to take that gamble. I will take the gamble. Try and get something else though. Like I said, like try and get him to throw in, make it look like you need something else in order for you to do it. But like maybe he throws in an ETN or somebody that you can at least put on your bench, or. Maybe he throws in a Gabe Davis who's so injured that he's getting tossed into deals. Like, if you could get a Gabe Davis in that, you know?
Yeah, he actually has Gabe Davis, too, so I might inquire about that.
I punched the trigger. I pulled the trigger on that so quick. JT and Gabe Davis over Waddle and JK. In fact, be firm on that. Because Gabe Davis is not going to kill the deal, in my opinion. You know, I think he's going to do it. Yeah. Stay firm on that, and then you smash it.
Awesome. Thanks, Smitty.
Yeah, later, man.
All right, talk to you later.
All right, let me get to these super chats here real quick, and then I'll get back to business here. Cameron, appreciate you. Dallin says, QB start Kyler Murray or Goff. I'm still starting Kyler. Like, I like Goff. Goff's been playing well, but I'm starting Kyler. Flex, Curtis Samuel, Pierce, or Cooks. Give me Pierce all day long, baby. Pierce season. Oh, no. Says, oh, no. Thank you. Appreciate your super chat. I don't know if oh, no actually tried to ask something. Oh, no. Oh, no says, should I trade CMC for Dillon and Lamb? I probably wouldn't. It's arguable, oh, no, but I probably wouldn't. Let's see here. What's up, Rockout?
What's up? Kind of still in a bind with my running back situation. See if I can possibly do something, but probably not.
All right.
Can I give you my team?
Yeah.
All right. Hold up one sec. Let's see. Hold up. All right. My team is Kirk Cousins, Swift, Khalil Herbert, A.J. Brown, Olave, Coughlin, Thielen, Josh Reynolds, A-Rob, Schultz, Pacheco, Zay Jones, Michael Thomas, Craig Reynolds, and B-Rob.
Who is your second running back?
Right now, Herbert, between Herbert and B-Rob.
So Cousins,
I don't know if I should trade with with the Montgomery owner or whatever.
Yeah, can you trade Khalil Herbert and Olave for one better player?
Yeah, he's pretty thin at running back too. His main running back besides Montgomery is Hunt and Chubb.
Okay, so who's his wide receivers?
Hold on, his wide receivers. Let me see. He got Cut, Ayuk, Mooney, Gallup, Claypool, Duvernay.
I mean,
he got.
unless you're trading him, unless you're trading him for Cooper Kupp, and you're giving up like AJB and Herbert, he's not going to do that. But I'm just saying, unless you're doing something crazy like that, you can't make a trade with him. He doesn't have anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Just trying to figure out my running back too and what I can do until Swift comes back.
What about Olave for Dillon and something? What about Olave for Pierce? What about Olave for Breece Hall?
Let me see. Let me see who Pierce owner got. Hold up.
All right, I'm going to answer the super chat while you're looking that up. Should you put together a balanced roster to handle bye weeks or aim for stud starting lineup, even if it means bye weeks present a problem? Adam, don't ever worry about bye weeks. The only time you worry about bye weeks are when you have two quarterbacks. You got to make sure your quarterbacks don't have, you know what I mean? Like, make sure you have like that covered, because if you go ahead and start worrying about bye weeks and you actually pass on drafting a player because they have the same bye week as another player, you're going to leave talent on the board. So bye weeks are irrelevant for the most part, because even if you had all your buys in 1 week, who cares? You have one big loss instead of bleeding out slowly and little by little throughout the entire season. So 100% not even consider bye weeks unless it's like, okay, I'm drafting my second quarterback because you have a bye the same week as my starter. Or when you get deep into the draft and you're like, okay, I'm drafting my third and fourth and fifth, backup running backs, and you're drafting them all in the same bye week. I mean, there's obviously some logic and common sense involved, but for the most part, it should not make you avoid, especially big name players on draft day at all, whatsoever, Adam, whatsoever. All right, Rockout, what do you got?
Maybe I could do like Olave and someone else for Pierce and Hopkins, maybe.
Yeah, you could do that. Olave and Herbert. I like Khalil Herbert though, but we just don't know what his value is. I like B. Robinson, but we don't know what his value is. Reynolds is decent trade. You said you have
it's gonna take a couple of weeks at least.
Yeah, but Olave for Pierce straight up if you got to do a 1-for-1. But I don't mind you getting Hopkins in that deal. But Olave and B. Rob for Pierce and Hopkins isn't bad. That would be a good move.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, broski. Appreciate you.
Yep.
Later.
Yep.
All right, let me get through these supers here. Who Dat Gator says lost Eli Mitchell and Javonte, top two backs. Chase owner has Pierce, Hall, and Swift. I'm 3-1. Should I offer JJ for Chase and one of those running backs? I would take Pierce or Hall with Jamar Chase for JJ. Yes, I would do that. Thank you for the super chat. That is a pretty good deal. PPR, one wide receiver and one flex. Jamal Williams, Mike Williams, or Godwin. I'm probably going Jamal Williams this week, my man. I like the idea of Mike Williams. Keenan Allen's out, so you're not crazy to find a way to get Mike Williams into another flex spot if you've got it, or wide receiver spot. Oh, and flex. So so Mike Williams and Jamal Williams are my two picks. I just realized you wanted two names. Thank you for the super chat. My third league, trade Gallup, Zeke for Breece Hall. Yeah, bro. Fast. Do that quickly. You get Breece Hall for Zeke and Gallup, you will be in competition for being the sorcerer of the day. Trade Devontae, Khalil Herbert, and Jamal Williams for A.J. Brown, Mixon. I have Hurts. Devontae Adams, Khalil Herbert, and Jamal Williams for A.J. Brown and Mixon. I'd probably take the chance on A.J. Brown and Mixon. I like Jamal Williams. I like Herbert. I like what they have to offer. But, bro, I'd take the chance on Mixon, I think. And A.J. Brown is pretty darn good. I would go ahead and make that trade. That's a good one. That's a real good one. Castillo says, stream Wentz, Teddy Bridgewater. I assume that's Zach Wilson or Dalton. I'm going to say probably Wentz, bro. Probably Wentz. Prodigy. 10-team PPR, Hurts, Mixon, Pierce, J.J. Adams, Kelsey, Dobbs, benches, Bateman, Rashad White, Etienne, and Melvin Gordon. Any moves? Pierce is great. J.J.'s great. Adams is great. Kelsey's great. Do I trade Bateman, or how about a Melvin Gordon and Mixon, or a Bateman and Mixon, or whatever, for just a tiny bit of an upgrade at running back? A tiny bit of an upgrade would be Aaron Jones, maybe. But if not, I mean, I think you're pretty set. I think you got a really good team. J.J. Adams, Kelsey, Dameon Pierce, Mixon, Hurts. I'm just trying to get out of Mixon if I can. Aaron Jones is a little bit of an upgrade. Who else would be an upgrade? Let's take a look at some rankings real quick. I suppose I would also view, obviously, Eckler, CMC, Aaron Jones. I mean, I hate to say trade for Henry, because if Henry were, but maybe Henry's even safer than Mixon at this point. I would give up Gordon and Bateman if need be, to upgrade Mixon into a Henry, upgrade Mixon into a. I'd even explore if you could get like Madison and Cook. I would even consider that, even though I worry about Cook a ton. I just don't know what Mixon's got left in the tank. I don't know. It's tough to know what Mixon's going to do going forward. I just think now is an opportunity to maybe trade him while people are still wondering what he's going to do, versus like not expecting him to bounce back at all. But just don't sell him low. Maybe you trade Mixon for like a Breece Hall and a Higgins type of situation. You know, somebody that's really hurting at running back. Maybe they feel like Mixon's going to be a savior for them or something. So maybe go look at the Pierce owner, the Hall owner, the A.J. Dillon owner, and see what wide receiver you can get in addition to that player for your Joe Mixon. What to give for Taylor? I have Josh. You have Josh Allen, Hurts, Swift, Kamara, A.J. Dillon, Algier, St. Brown, Chase, Cooks, A-Rob, Moore, Myers. I would say I'd give up Cooks and Kamara. I'd give up Kamara and I'd give up Swift and Cooks. I'd give up Kamara and Cooks. I'd give up St. Brown straight up. I don't know that I'm adding more, because you don't need to. I mean, unless it's like A-Rob or Elijah Moore. I'm not trading your quarterbacks if this is a 2 QB league. You got Josh Allen and Hurts. Those are phenomenal. Swift for JT, I would do. Kamara straight up for JT, I would do. Dillon and Cooks for JT. Dillon and, I don't know. I wouldn't trade Chase straight up for him. I'd just keep Chase. Those are the only things that I can see, bro. Appreciate your super chat, by the way. Thank you, Oh No, for the super chat. 0-4, what value could I get for JT or my Kelsey? You can't really get what you should get out of JT right now. I think trading him's a mistake. I'd probably say if you're trading JT, you got to be going after a big name wide receiver and then getting an additional running back. So if you went after, let's say, a Diggs for JT, I don't even know if someone would do that. You'd want to get something back, like a Dillon or something. But if, let's say, you went Debo, then you'd want a Breece Hall, a Pierce, or a Dillon at least. And even that, I don't know that I want to trade JT for that. Kelsey, on the other hand, I would, if I'm trading Kelsey, I'm going for like a Taysom Hill or something cheap. and then I'm trying to get a whole elite player for Kelsey versus getting a tight end and a player, because then you start digging into the value you're getting back at the wide receiver or running back position if you're trading Kelsey straight up. So if you trade Kelsey for a Diggs, you trade Kelsey for a Debo, you trade Kelsey for a JT, you trade Kelsey for, you could have got Eckler last week. Those are all players that you can get for Kelsey. Then you go rogue at tight end and you put in a Taysom Hill or something like that. Obviously, you already have JT, so you can't trade Kelsey for JT. But, I mean, I depends on the tight end spot, but I kind of think that Kelsey's the only guy you can trade. And if you go get, let's say, a cheaper wide receiver, let's say you go after, I take Jamar Chase for Kelsey. If you go after a wide receiver like Higgins, you need a big running back like Breece Hall or potentially Dameon Pierce if you're going to get only a Higgins in return for Kelsey. So just make sure if you do a two for, you're getting two for your one, you're getting a significant player with another additional player that's really good, or you're getting two very, very good players. A.J. Brown and Breece Hall, A.J. Brown and Dameon Pierce would be great for Kelsey as an example. Thank you for the super chat, Alex. Alex Perez says, traded Sutton, Connor, Wilson, and Eckler for Eckler. Did I win? Sutton, Connor, I don't know what Wilson that is. I'm assuming it's Jeff Wilson. Either way, Jeff Wilson, Zach Wilson, Garrett Wilson. I mean, bro, I'm not a mind reader, but any one of those is fine for Eckler. I think you smashed it. I think Jeff Wilson's probably the most valuable of all the Wilsons I named, and I still would do it. So, phenomenal job. Thank you for the super chat. Mike Williams, Kamara for Debo and Mostert. I would take Mike Williams and Kamara probably, but that is a very close call because I like Debo that much, but I would definitely take the duo and get Mike Williams in there. Petty, appreciate the super chat. See the headphones, LOL, smash the thumbs up. Thank you, Petty. Appreciate you. Sick Nasty, Khalil Herbert, B. Cooks, or Garrett Wilson in the flex. I'm going to say this week, give me Khalil Herbert, assuming that everything looks good workload-wise. We'll have to kind of play it by ear tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be getting the full volume. Gabe Davis on the wire. Should I drop B. Rob, Dobbs, or Rashad White? I don't like dropping any one of these guys. Is there nobody else you can drop? Can you drop your kicker and make a trade all day today and tomorrow and try and figure it out? I don't know. If I had to drop one of these guys for Gabe Davis, it probably would be Dobbs. I hate doing that. Dobbs could have a great week. Dobbs, you drop Dobbs and somebody says, hey, Smitty, Dobbs is on the waiver wire. Should I get him? I'm going to say yes. So there's got to be a better cut than this problem. But if not, I guess Dobbs. But I'd cut my kicker and try and do a 2-for-1 trade. Tony Turley in the building. Tony Turley says, grade my trade. Dynasty full PPR. Gave up Alexander Madison and a 2023 late first rounder for Javonte Williams. I don't mind this. I mean, you're sitting on Javonte. You're hoping Javonte bounces back. Hopefully Hackett's fired by then. And then you got a coach that believes in Javonte. And Javonte's young enough to where he can come back. I will say that I'm not fully 100% feeling like Javonte's a lock to bounce back. But at this cost, I'm willing to probably take the gamble. His knee injury was pretty significant. He injured the LCL, tore his ACL, and probably has some sort of meniscus damage that they haven't reported on when they get in there, or when they went in there, they found it. But the ACL is you can see it on the back, even though it's in the middle of the knee. The ACL, the LCL, it's a pretty vicious knee injury. I suffered that same one. I had the MCL damage on top of that with meniscus damage, so my knee was a little worse than Javonte's. But it's a lot. There's a lot of knee swelling. It's probably going to be hard for him to hit week 1 full go, I imagine. But he's young. He could recover pretty quickly. Look at Saquon. Saquon has rebounded at this point 1 year later. But Saquon had a rough 1 year back. So it's possible Javonte struggles his first year back. Hopefully the team doesn't move on and draft some other rookie running back or something crazy. But I don't mind this trade. This trade could work out very well for you. It was definitely a good gamble to make, I think. Kane, appreciate you, Tony. Kane says, bench 1, Breece Hall, J.K. Dobbins, Herbert, Gabe Davis. Probably bench Gabe Davis for now because he's banged up, and we don't know how healthy he is. He probably will, be good enough to play, but how banged up is he? Is he hampered? Those other options are just a little bit safer, and they're good options. Chris Olave or Mike Williams in the flex. You can't sit Olave right now. He's just too good. But I don't mind finding a way to get Mike Williams in your lineup or trade him. He's going to have a big day. Or maybe you trade him after the big day. Diggs and Jamar in for now. And then you're putting Olave in your flex. I like both Mike Williams and Olave, but I'm starting Olave. Also, is it Akers or Henderson season? I wouldn't say either one's going to have a season, bro. I'd say they're going to rotate, kind of digging into each other's value. Akers looks like they're leaning toward giving Akers more and more work, but will he stay healthy? Appreciate you for everything you do, pal. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm going to say Akers by a little bit, but I'm not excited about either one, and I don't know what I feel about that backfield. Try to trade Adams for St. Brown and Kirk. Probably not, and I say that, it pains me to say that because I love St. Brown. You guys know how much I love St. Brown, but Adams is balling right now. And St. Brown is injured and very much back to questionable for this week. And then he's got a bye week. I'm just going to take Adams for this on this side and say that I love St. Brown, but I'm taking Adams. Niners says, would you give up Wentz and Khalil Herbert for D. Hopkins? Probably if you can afford, like you're not needing Khalil Herbert this week, you're getting value before he potentially loses it. So that would be a good trade. Is Garrett Wilson a start at flex? Hall, Stevenson, Olave. I'm gonna rank him because I don't really fully understand the question in the context of is Garrett Wilson over these guys or how you. So I'm gonna rank them for you to make it easy. It's going to be Breece Hall, Olave, or Olave, Breece Hall. Those are the top two guys. Which order? It's preference. I mean, I love Hall a lot. He's off the injury report. Olave is probably safer, but could Hall outscore him? Sure. And then Stevenson after that, then Garrett Wilson after that. Garrett Wilson's the fourth on this list. But he's an okay play if you have him and you don't have another alternative, if that's your question. B-Rob, thank you for the super chat. B-Rob, price check in Dynasty got offered a 2023 second. No. Unless you get a first rounder, you're hanging on to this and seeing how it plays out. Hunter with a $27.99 super chat. Appreciate you. I'm not sure if that's yeah, okay. Got offered Mixon for Jamal Williams and Adam Thielen. Should I accept it? Got offered Mixon for Jamal Williams and Adam Thielen. I take Mixon in a heartbeat. Even though I said earlier I worry about him and I get rid of him if I can sell him high, that's buying low. I'm okay with that. I like that. That's good value. That's real good value. Martin says Juju, Ayuk, Josh Reynolds, and Duvernay. Sit one. I'm sitting probably Duvernay or Ayuk, I suppose. But honestly, I don't love any of those options, but I like Reynolds probably the most, but I'd probably sit Duvernay if I had to pick one. But that's a tough one. Aaron Jones and Lazard for Singletary and Deontay. I take Aaron Jones in a heartbeat. That side crushes the other side. Kamara, Mike Williams, Olave for Debo and JT. Give me the Debo and JT side, and I'm not even thinking twice about it. Absolutely phenomenal trade. Call in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Dial in. Dial in. Phone lines are open. Phone lines are open. Good buddies. A lot of good questions today. Fantasy Dad says Wilson or Higbee, depends on your team. Tyreek for JT. I'd rather have JT. Bateman. Pittman, Josh Jacobs, or Debo and James Robinson. Give me Debo and James Robinson, but then I flip James Robinson. It's arguable, though. It's pretty close. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Yo, yo, yo. I
What's
got
up?
a question for you.
Yep.
All right. So, do I start A.J. Dillon, Khalil Herbert, Jeff Wilson? I've got Barkley going already. And then in my flex, I've got Kirk.
Oh, man. That's tough.
What's throwing me off is the early morning game with Dillon. And I don't know what to do with Herbert because I don't know if Montgomery's going to start or not.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm rolling with Herbert, and if Montgomery plays, I'm going to go with Jeff Wilson.
Yeah, let me look at some. So Khalil Herbert across the industry is right around 30th for running back plays this week. Jeff Wilson is right below him at 31, 32.
Mm-hmm.
And Dillon is down at 45. So I
know he's low.
I like Dillon though. I think people are undervaluing Dillon. So I don't agree with like
I think that the Giants offense isn't going to be out on the field too often, and I think that Green Bay is going to be trying to kill some time after they run that score up.
Yeah, so I don't agree with everybody on Dillon. I think Dillon's should be way higher ranked. But I'm going to say this: if Monty's out, I'm giving Khalil the go yet again myself. I feel like it's one of those things where you change lanes on the freeway, and you're going to look over at the other lane, and it's going to go zooming by. So I'll probably say stick with Herbs, but I mean Dillon. If you're not going to lose sleep if Dillon outscores him because everybody and their mother has Dillon below Khalil Herbert this week. But I think if you sat Khalil Herbert, you'd be pretty upset at yourself if he blew up.
Yeah, yep. Because he's got that opportunity. He is going against Minnesota, and their defense looking a little suspect on the run spot.
Yeah.
With run defending.
All right, broski.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You kick ass, dude. Hey, Smitty.
Appreciate you. Yeah, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, man? My name's Trooper Koski. I'm with New York State Police. Just wanted to say real quick that I follow your YouTube channel year-round, and you're my favorite guy on YouTube for fantasy football, and you do a great job.
Appreciate you.
And I'm never like talking in the comments or anything, but I watch a lot of your videos, and just want to say you do a good job, man.
Well,
quick question for you.
First of all, hey, appreciate your service and appreciate you protecting and keeping everybody safe. I appreciate you. Everybody here appreciates you.
Well, thank you. Quick question for you. Who do you like more this week, Dalvin Cook or Dameon Pierce?
Pierce, but that isn't to say it's an easy one. That's a tough question. Because
Fair enough. I have Barkley as well.
Yeah.
So he's got to start. I got
'cause
Mike Williams. I got Justin Jefferson, and somehow I'm 1-3.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook is tough to doubt because at any moment he could have 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. At any moment he could go out with an injury. But I think Pierce is playing so well. I think it's safer. Cook hasn't been playing well. So on top of Cook's injury, he's not playing well. Pierce is playing well. So I'm gonna go ahead and say Pierce is safer. And I don't think you're making a mistake. Even if that plays out the wrong way, you made the right decision. Pierce is just a safer play this week. And let me look at the industry rankings though as well, and just tell you what. And I don't always go to these, but I think it's good to see how far off base we're thinking. So Pierce is about 24, 25 overall. Dalvin Cook is ranking number 6. Wow, I don't know how everyone's so high on Dalvin Cook. I mean, his matchup's good, but that's crazy. Let's see what the chat thinks. Maybe I'm too critical on Dalvin Cook. Maybe I'm too worried about his injury. Maybe I'm too worried about the fact he hasn't done anything. Let's see what the chat thinks. Guys, do you like Dalvin Cook this week? The matchup's good. or do you go with Dameon Pierce? We're a Dameon Pierce community, though. We're pretty biased on Dameon. So, but I'm curious to know what the chat thinks in general. Let's hear what you guys think. I'd go Pierce, says Fantasy Dad. Dalvin is Dalvin, though. John says Cook. Solo says Dalvin Cook. Pierce, Dalvin Cook. Pierce, Dalvin. It's split. I mean, it's a little more Cook.
All right.
It's a little more Cook. Who do you have at your flex? Like, can you put both in somehow? Like, is there another dilemma here we could?
I could. I have Mike Williams in the flex. I just heard you comment a few minutes ago in the live stream that you do like Mike Williams.
There's
a lot
the
this
solution.
week.
Look, I like Mike Williams, but
So-
he's more he's more disappointment prone. I think I'm going Pierce and Cook. And while that could backfire on you, at least you're not putting Cook on the bench. And I can't put Pierce
This
in
is the crazy thing. I got Russell Wilson, Barkley, Pierce, Jefferson, Higgins, Goddard, Mike Williams, Patterson's injured, or not kicker. Sorry, Geno, Cook, Amari Cooper. I mean, it goes on and on. Somehow we're 1-3. We're co-managing this team, and it seems like the players we start underperform, and then our bench players do well every week, and we just can't seem to get our lineup right. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the nature of having a lot of depth. I mean, you're going to miss things a lot. But for me, I'm feeling like I'd rather sit Mike Williams than Pierce. And if Cook is in your lineup, let's just put Cook back in your lineup. Let's just lock him in. And the chat seems to think Cook.
All right.
So let's put Cook in the lineup. And then let's say Pierce is safer than Mike Williams. That's what I would do. But like, trust your gut. If Mike Williams has 150 and 2 scores, you're going to be upset at yourself or upset at me. But I would trust your gut between Pierce and Mike Williams, not Cook and Pierce, if that makes sense. I just think that's the decision.
Well, thanks for your time, Smitty, and I'll end up being more interactive on the page, and I'll call in again another time.
All right. I'm sorry. What was your first name again?
Dave.
Dave. Okay, Dave. Thank you. Dave the
All right, sounds good.
Dave the Trooper, right?
Yeah, Dave the Trooper.
Or Trooper Dave, we'll call you. Trooper Dave. Trooper, I'm going to put you in here. Trooper Dave. Okay, I got you in here, so if you call in, I'll know it's you. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Yep. All right, do I have anybody else on the line, or do you hang up? Let's see here.
Gotcha.
You're live on the show. You're live on the show. What can I help you with?
Hey, Smitty, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Think better, live better.
Who's this?
Think better, live better.
Oh, Live Better. What's up, Live Better?
Hey, man, I just wanted to run a trade back by you real quick. JT for CEH and Amon St. Brown.
JT for CEH and Amon Ra. I probably take JT. Not everybody will agree with me.
JT?
Not everybody will agree with me, man, but St. Brown's already looking 50-50 again. It seems like they're worried about him playing this week, and even if he plays, it seems like they're maybe worried about whether he's going to be even near 100%. I like Clyde. Clyde's doing amazing things, but how long will it last? Would I be willing to take the gamble on JT? I think I would. I think it's a gamble worth taking, my man. It's just a gamble worth taking.
Yeah, he's in my lineup already. It was an offer to me. I have another one too. Hall for a second round pick next year, though. I don't necessarily want to be playing for next year, but second round pick is kind of hard to give up.
Second round pick in like the vet draft?
Huh?
Right. What do you mean second round pick? You mean like second round pick, and how many keepers are there? Like, give me some context on the second round pick.
All right, so everybody keeps three keepers, and it's a redraft league.
So it's really a fourth round pick,
I mean,
essentially.
I don't want.
It's essentially a 4th-round pick then, right?
I guess you could say that, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, no.
With all the different keepers and
Yeah, no. I'm. If you're in win now mode, unless you're like out of it, then it makes sense to do those kinds of deals.
No, I'm definitely not out of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I told the guy. So I kind of wanted to run that by you.
Yeah,
I appreciate you, man. Really, you're an awesome dude. You answer a lot of questions, man. I don't know how you do it, honestly. It really is awesome.
Appreciate you,
thing you do. So I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you, live better. Appreciate you, my man. Later. All right,
Have a good one.
you're up. Who am I talking to? Hey, Scotty, you hang tight real quick, and then let me help the other caller, and then I'll help you, Scotty. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, Smitty? This is Theo.
What's up, Theo? What can I do for you?
Hey, bud. I'm in a 12-man half PPR, and I just wanted to see if you had any advice on any lineup upgrades.
Okay.
I'm currently 4-0, all by luck, but I have Rodgers, AJB, St. Brown, CMC, Khalil Herbert, Zach Ertz, and Dobbs in my flex. And on my bench, I kind of just sitting and waiting on some guys. I got Madison as a handcuff, Rashad White, Pacheco, and B-Rob sitting in my IR spot.
Okay. I think this is tough because you could sell the only guy you could sell CMC potentially. You could sell, but I like your team enough to where I'm not like freaking out. But I think you could use one move. You could use something. I probably go to that Monty owner and see if I can get rid of Khalil Herbert to them before he drops off. I go to that Dalvin Cook owner and I see if I can get rid of Madison and some kind of upgrade. Past that, I think. CMC, if you were to trade CMC, do you have the rosters in front of you?
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe going to the Pierce owner and seeing if I could maybe trade CMC for Pierce and possibly if he would go Jamar Chase with that, or if that's asking.
It's probably asking too much, but you might as well try. And if you got to throw in like a Dobbs or something like that, you easily do that, or even a B Robinson. He's got some appeal, like a B Rob might be something that he might consider. But if he needs a wide receiver, you could certainly throw in a Dobbs or something. But I don't know. They might entertain that. Another look would be go to the Breece Hall owner, see if they've got a similar package. You could go to the, you've got AJ Brown. You could go to the Higgins owner and see if they've got a similar, running back that you could do a package for. Debo in a Dillon, something like that. I don't know what the Debo owner has.
Yeah, Debo owner has Breece Hall on his bench.
I mean, you could try Hall and Debo for CMC and B-Rob.
Okay.
That could be something you look at. But
cool. Yeah,
that's tough, man. St. Brown, him sitting has just been killing you, and I don't even know what trade value he has. St. Brown I trade St. Brown for something like that too, but it just depends on what you can get for him. Some people could get the world for St. Brown. Some people can't get anything because he's banged up. So it just kind of depends.
Yeah, and I just for him too. I traded away Michael Thomas and Terry McLaurin for St. Brown.
That's a good deal. I like that deal. Past that, man, you're just kind of been waiting. I mean, Khalil Herbert's you really want to see if you can try and get the most out of him. But he's going to have a good game, so you may want to try and trade him after this week. And I know he'll be a step closer to maybe losing the job, but maybe he won't. Maybe if he goes out there and explodes, it's like Monty's an afterthought to this team in terms of being the starter. So Herbert may actually be somebody you just want to like. You can survive. This team's good enough to survive and wait on B-Rob working out, Rachaad White working out. Maybe Cook goes down. Like you'll have the potential.
Cool. Yeah, I think I might just sit because like I was saying, I fortunate to be 4-0, so I think I might just wait it out. So.
JT, can you go CMC for JT and somebody? You'd be perfect for JT.
Yeah. JT owner, he has Brees Hall on the bench.
He's got Debo. Got Debo. Okay, so he's got Debo and Hall and JT and Hall. So try giving up CMC for JT and Hall.
Okay.
I would do that too.
Cool.
All right, bro. See you.
Thanks a lot.
Scotty.
Go, bud.
Yeah, Scotty, you're up.
Hey, Scotty. How you doing, Schmitty?
Hey, Scott. What's up, man?
Sorry, it's been a heck of a day at my work. I have really bad ADD.
No,
Sorry, how are you doing?
We've all done that sometime in our life. We've said our own name to the other individual. Hey, Scotty, what's up? Hey, Scotty. Hey, Smitty, it's Scotty.
It's par for the course to me.
Yeah, no, we've all done that.
So I just kind of wanted. Yeah, no, sorry. I kind of wanted to get a gauge on the lineup after the moves I made. So I'm on your text line, so you might be aware of what's going on. So I flipped Ayuk for A.J. Dillon. Then now I'm flipping Rodgers and A.J. Dillon for Eckler because the owner has Russell Wilson. He's freaking out.
Sorcery.
So when those moves go through, my lineup, I kind of want to get a gauge if I need to make another move or if this lineup's set to go. Currently, I'm 2-2 right now, and sixth. I'm in sixth place, last playoff spot.
Okay.
It's a 14-team league. So once those moves go through, my starting lineup will be Hurts, Lamb, St. Brown, Dubs. It's a 3 wide receiver league. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. And then Eckler, Stevenson. And then tight end is Freiermuth. And then my flex is ETN. And then on my bench, I have Kenneth Walker, B-Rob, Pacheco, Sky Moore, and Isaiah Likely.
Okay.
So I guess my question is after those moves go through with that starting lineup, do I need one more move with it being a deep 3 wide receiver league, or should I hold pat and think that's enough to make a good run?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have a whole lot to work with. So you have B-Rob, you have ETN. These guys are kind of in waiting. There's nothing to really move. I mean, you could take Eckler and divide them up into 2 players, but I don't know that you need to do that because Stevenson might be kicking into gear right in the nick of time. St. Brown will be back. Right. I know he's got the bye week, but no, I think your team's really good. I mean, would I take a Jamar Chase for a CeeDee Lamb straight up, like do something weird like that where the owner's undervaluing their player and you could do that? Sure. Would I take JT for Eckler if I could get, JT and like an AJ Dillon? I would do that in a heartbeat for Eckler personally. That's preference. A lot of people are doubting JT. I would take the gamble. I like Eckler a lot, but I think Eckler could get you JT and something. So past those moves, I think you're good to go. But I would explore those, I suppose. Okay. Or Hurt.
Okay. No, I just kind of wanted your 2 cents because I had to kind of make a move after losing Javonte, and I kind of had to. I've been making moves since then, so just want to make sure I was good to go because I felt like it, but I wanted your 2 cents. So
Hurts for Burrow and a big player. Like if someone's willing to do that, I would consider that too. I don't want to trade Jalen Hurts, but if you could get Burrow and like a Higgins or something like that, or a Burrow and Pierce, or a Burrow and Brees Hall, and somebody's like that much, that into getting Hurts into their lineup, then past that, JT, get rid of Hurts in a deal like that. I think you're on wait and see mode.
Okay.
Jamar Chase.
So hold tight, but if maybe hold tight, but maybe I can get for Hurts, maybe a Burrow and a Pittman, and that allows me to put Dobbs in my flex type deal.
Yeah. Pittman's cutting it close though because Hurts is that good. He can carry you that each week. I would say more so like a Higgins or Brees Hall or a Dameon Pierce or something like that with a Burrow. I would do that for Hurts. As far as Lamb, I'd trade Lamb for Chase straight up. But go after JT, go after Jamar Chase, I guess, in those deals.
Okay.
All right, bro.
Okay, sure, man. See if I can make one more move, but if not, it's enough to make a run, and it's kind of where I'm at right now.
Yep. Appreciate you.
Okay.
Later.
Cool, man. Hey, I appreciate your time. Thank you for all you do, Smitty.
Yep. All right. You got anybody else on the line here? I think I ended up ending that. Okay, so let me get through these super chats, and I'll answer the phone lines again. I have JJ and Tyreek Hill at wide receiver. I have Olave, Godwin, and Jamal Williams. I stream QB. Should I trade Godwin for Aaron Rodgers? Yeah, if you're streaming QBs, I'd rather have A-Rod, to be honest. But Godwin, I don't trust a whole lot. But make sure you're exploring his trade value because he seems to have a lot of trade value. Zeke, I'm gonna answer these super chats and then I'm gonna help you out, Mixon. Okay, hang tight. Zeke, Pacheco, Mooney, or Pickens. I'm gonna go with probably Pickens this week, my man. I think Pickens is a good play. Zeke's okay. He's just not exciting. Mooney's hit and miss, and I do like Mooney. Don't cut him, but I think I go with Pickens this week. Robert Woods, no, I'm not going Robert Woods over those options anyway. So thank you, Pocket Sand. Pickens is in for a nice little second half of the season, my man. Have Burrow, Chase, Waddle, Chubb, Jamal Williams, Dobbs, Thielen. Benches, Ayuk, Breece Hall. Breece Hall's in your bench. What's going on here? Super flex. I don't know, bro. Let's see what you can do here. Burrow, Chase, Waddle, Chubb, Jamal Williams, Dobbs. I mean, you're pretty good. You're pretty good. Your team's really good. I mean, would I trade Waddle and try and upgrade Waddle into a little bit better wide receiver using Jamal Williams or something? Sure. Would I trade for JT if I'm you? I most certainly would try using like Jamal and Breece Hall for JT or something like that, because Jamal Williams' value could go away pretty quickly. He could carve a rollout for himself, but I doubt he's gonna hold off Swift to a degree where he's like super valuable. So I'm gonna say Breece Hall and Jamal all day for JT if you can get that done. Chubb for JT and something, because apparently you can get JT and something. Pierce, Hall, Higgins. Pittman might not be enough, but that's an example by trading Chubb in for JT. Those are all options that I would have. One more super chat. Hang tight for me. Got Breece and Olave for Amon-Ra. Have AJ Brown and JJ. Got Breece and Olave for Amon-Ra. I like that. Breece Hall and Olave for Amon-Ra. I would take that. Given that Amon-Ra has been banged up, that's not a bad move at all. I think I got Matthew's super chat out of the way. Got Pocket Sand. I got Faith. I got Drink, The Punch, and Who That, What That. Okay. Mix'em is right. Is that right? Mix'em? What's your name?
This is John. Hi. Hey, this is John.
Oh,
how are you
John.
doing, man?
I botched that. John, what's up?
Hi, man. I just made a trade for JT, and my team is 4-0. But I gave away Leonard Fournette and T. Higgins for JT. But I just wanted to let you know the rest of my team and see if you thought I could make any more moves.
Okay.
It's a 2-quarterback league.
Okay.
It's a 2-quarterback league, non-PPR. We start 3 wide receivers. My team now is Lamar Jackson, Justin Herbert, A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, Derrick Henry, Damian Harris, Travis Kelce, Mike Williams.
Come on, bro.
My bench.
Come on, bro. Are you? Come on. Why are you even calling? You calling just to flex? Hold on. I can't even write all these things. Bro, what are you doing?
I just wanted to.
You're at the sports bar. You're at the sports bar filling out a sheet where you get to pick any players you want on the sheet, bro. This isn't a team.
No,
this isn't
traded for some of them. I traded for some of them.
No.
Earlier in the season, they had some people get hurt at like running back, and I drafted really heavy at running back.
So I got to make some
Bro,
trades, like I got Devontae.
When you
Adams.
said you're 4-0, did you mean to say you're in a 4-man league? Like, come on, bro.
No, this is an 8-man league. $100.
It doesn't even feel like an 8-man league. Okay, so Lamar,
Yeah.
Superflex, Lamar, Herbert, JT, Henry, AJ Brown, Adams, Kelsey. Who did I forget? What top 10 player did I forget to write because you were going too fast?
Mike Williams, and then my bench is Jimmy Garoppolo, James Conner. I got DeAndre Hopkins when he gets off suspension, and then George Kittle's my backup tight end. But somebody dropped him because he was doing so bad.
See, if someone dropped Kittle.
But I didn't have. Yeah, so I didn't.
What's
know
your
if you thought I could make crazy trades?
Other than flexing your 8-man league with the 7 other grandmas? I think you're playing in an 8-man league with, I think there's 9 or 10 grandmas in it. I think there's multiple grandmas controlling one team because they can't, they doze off. They can't really manage the team by themselves. You got multiple grandmas managing one team at a time. So, what's your question besides flexing at this nursing home league you got going on here?
Thought I needed to make any more trades?
No, you don't need to make any. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You gonna upgrade?
I don't know. Maybe go after like a Justin Jefferson or something like that.
I mean, sure. Would I trade Connor and Kittle, who you just picked up off waivers, to upgrade AJB into Jefferson? Absolutely. Would I take? Yeah, I mean, Jamar Chase over. I don't know, bro. What are you gonna?
Jamar Chase for Devontae Adams.
No, I mean, I like Adams a lot. I would try and use Jamar Chase in place of AJB or something. But past that, like, what are you gonna do, bro? You can't do anything. You got Herbert, Lamar, JT, I mean, I don't know. AJB to Chase.
I traded Tua. I had Tua too, and I traded Tua to get AJ Brown.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did.
Right after he had that 60-point game.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did it after the injury in this league. I'm sure Tua was ruled out. I'm sure Tua was ruled out after the second concussion, and you walked over to Graham's and you said, "Give me Herbert right now for Tua, or I'm taking away your Jello."
No, I just traded Tua for AJ, like straight up, like right after the 60-point game. And I was like, I'm not going to start Tua over Lamar or Justin Herbert.
Bro, I
I
can't.
just went and got AJ.
Bro,
Went and got AJ after
You're
that.
good, bro. You're good. Anything else I can help you with?
No. I just wanted to see what you thought.
There are people out there that need help right now, and you're sitting here flexing. You know, it's like eating a bowl of chili in front of someone who's hungry.
I didn't know if the JT trade was good for Lenny and T. Higgins.
Yeah,
Like,
of course
maybe
it was
if I needed
good.
to split him.
All right, bro.
Okay.
Good job.
All right.
Appreciate you.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah. Man. Unbelievable. The nerve on some people to call in and flex a team like that. You know, not all of us get to play in those types of leagues. Who that? Okay, I got a super chat here. I'm in a tough situation. I hope it's tougher than his. I lost Javonte. Forced to trade JJ. Trade on the table. Chase, Singletary, Michael Carter, current running backs. So, Chase, Singletary, and Michael Carter. No, I'm getting more for JJ. What's up? You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, how you doing? You talking with Chris?
What's up, Chris? Is that
man,
mix him on hold, mix him wait, and I'll help you in a second.
It's Maxim. It's Maxim.
Or Maxim, sorry. What's up? What can I help you with, Chris?
Oh yeah. Well, starting off, I'm in a 4 PPR league. Currently, I'm 1-3. My quarterback is Justin Herbert. My running backs are Stevenson, Jeff Wilson, AJ Dillon in the flex. My receivers are Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Gabe Davis. My tight end is Travis Kelce. And on the bench, I have White, Edmonds, Tom Brady, Isaiah McKenzie, and Khalil Herbert.
Okay.
And so I had a couple options on trade. Somebody offered me either between Najee and Joe Mixon for Tyreek, because I kind of need a stud running back, but then again, I don't want to, I don't want to give up Tyreek. But
Najee and what?
Joe Mixon.
For Tyreek Hill? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. So you get rid of Tyreek Hill, and then you put, probably Stevenson and Jeff Wilson on the bench. So let's fix this up and look at it. So Najee. I'm worried about Najee and Mixon, to be honest with you. But Tyreek Hill's on the questionable side of not playing this week. So, and he's got his quarterbacks out, so I don't think Tyreek Hill's going to be the same player. I know he had a big week, even though Tua went down, but his touchdown opportunities are going to be down. I take this trade and I run, because you still have a lot of potential to trade. Then I try and trade Jeff Wilson and Gabe Davis for a Higgins or an AJ Brown type player. Or, Jeff Wilson and Stevenson, or Jeff Wilson and Khalil Herbert, Edmonds. You got a lot of options to try and get a wide receiver. So there are a lot of wide receivers that are good buy lows. One in particular, like Pittman, for example. You could get Pittman pretty easily using, I think, Edmonds or Jeff Wilson, or Stevenson alone. Pittman would be a great pickup for you, and then you'd have a pretty good situation going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. I hate to say do it, but Hill's a question mark too. And like I said, Hill might sit out this week, so I would get that done quick.
Okay.
All right, bro. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Call in anytime. Maxim. What's up, Maxim? I wrote you down as Mixum. I don't know why.
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I don't know. I was just thinking that. But, hey, man, I kind of got an emergency. I saw you're going live, and then you say something about Kamara and Hill being injured.
Yeah.
And then I open up my fantasy, and I see there's actually questionable, and CD Lamb is also. These guys are in my lineup.
Yep.
Do you mind writing down my team real quick so that you can see what I can do with it?
Yeah, let's see what we got. Yeah, Kamara's questionable. Tyreek Hill's questionable. Waddle. I did a whole news thing at the top. You might want to rewatch. But go ahead, hit me with your team.
Yeah, so it's Joe Burrow, J. Rob, Khalil Herbert.
Hold on
Tyreek
one second.
Hill,
Joe Burrow.
Jamar Chase.
Hold on. Slow down there. Joe Burrow, Khalil Herbert.
Yeah. J. Rob.
Okay.
So Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, Everett. I got CD Lamb in my flex. And for my bench, I got Madison. I actually signed right here most of it because I feel like he might actually have a breakout week one of these weeks. I don't know why, but I don't know. I'm a 49er. So I also got Jeff Wilson, Brandon Cooks, Alan Lazard, and Curtis Samuel.
So the question is, can you upgrade your running backs without touching your beast of a wide receiver trio that you got here? And I like the quarter.
And also, what do I do with my trio? I mean, are these guys going to even play this week? And what are your predictions?
You what?
Do you think these guys are even going to be able to play this week for Hill and Lamb?
I mean, I don't know, man. It's just a matter of, I mean, they're questionable, so we'll have to see. Questionable is usually used for a 50-50 player. So we don't know. But I would definitely trade Hill because I think his value still feels like it's up there, even if it's a tad below the Devontae Adams and Debo's. Right now, he still feels like he's in that club. And I don't know that he is. And he's questionable, more questionable than anybody else to play this week. So I feel like he's the best one to trade. And if you traded Hill away and you got yourself is JT available for Hill, do you think?
JT. I don't know. I feel like he's on the same step as the Hill right now. So he kind of has his value, but I don't know his future, how he's going to be like.
Yeah, but I mean, you're looking at your running backs, bro.
Yeah, but my running back.
I mean, JT's worth potentially going and getting and putting JT in there with Chase and Lamb. I'd trade Lamb for JT, and it's tricky because JT his game already played, even though he didn't play, so it's tough to know how that's going to process in your league. But other options would be Hill or Lamb. You could go after. Let's see here. What running backs would make sense for you? Swift would be interesting. Aaron Jones and something for Hill. You could take what if you were to, who does the Hall owner have? Does he have any wide receivers like?
Let me check real quick.
Would he give an AJ Brown and Hall or something like that? I mean, that's a lot to ask, but maybe you throw something back like a B. Cooks or, maybe you get Jeff Wilson Jr. involved into this and you can get a bigger.
Yeah, that guy. That guy has. He actually. That guy you said with Brees Hall. He has JT. There's Devontae Adams. He got Jalen Vital and Mark Andrews too.
Mm-hmm. What if you did Hill and Everett for Brees Hall and Andrews? That would be fire. That'd be fire.
Yeah,
that would be great.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Tyreek Hill worth way more than that. But
you think Tyreek Hill's worth more than?
Like.
You think Tyreek Hill's worth with Everett's worth more than Hall and Andrews? I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, based on the past, but without Tua, he might actually not be anymore.
I don't know, bro. I mean, that's what I would do. I'll go after JT. I'd go after Hall and Andrews. I'd go after Waddle and Andrews. I would do that.
You think I can get JT and Andrews for Lamb and Hill?
Lamb and Hill? JT and Andrews?
Yeah. And Everett, yeah.
I think you could, yeah. And I would take that. I would take Andrews, JT for Hill and Lamb and Everett. I would. Not everybody would, though. That's you're getting to that territory where people are going to be like, I don't trust JT and all that, and I get that. I get that, but I'm taking that all day. I'm taking that all. Give me JT and Andrews all day long. I'll let my season ride on that, and if it crashes and burns, I'm gonna have a smile on my face. I won't lose a wink of sleep. I went all in on JT after 4 weeks of him playing badly and missing a 5th week with an injury that kept him out, but it was a short turnaround game. And I'm so willing to go into that situation and not even lose a wink of sleep if it doesn't work out. That is you get Andrews and JT, your team's gonna look like straight fire, bro. You got Burrow, you'll be fine.
Actually, yeah. I'll do that. Also, man, before you go, so one quick question. Let's say if the trade doesn't go through, and let's say CeeDee Lamb and Tyreek Hill they don't play, who can I replace it with on the bench? CeeDee Lamb is on my flex right now.
Your best bench player is Wilson this week, and then maybe
Wilson for CD.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could go Mostert, but I mean, if you got to go wide receiver, I think B. Cooks probably, but I mean, Curtis Samuel might be safer, but B. Cooks has more upside, but maybe a little more risk.
So no Lazard.
I mean, Lazard could do okay. It's coin toss close, man. I'd be forcing an answer between those 3 wide receivers, to be honest with you. Awesome. I probably lean Cooks, I suppose, but. All right, bro.
Sounds good. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'll definitely go for that JT and then let you know.
Do it.
If that went through.
All right, man. Later.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who am I talking to?
Hey, man. My name is Jordan.
What's up, Jordan?
How are you?
I'm good, man. Hit me with your question.
Good. Yeah. So I'm in a league right now where I am 1-3. My quarterback is Jalen Hurts. My wide receivers are A.J. Brown, C.D. Lamb. My running backs, I have JT on the bench, obviously, because he's injured. But my starting running backs right now are Melvin Gordon and Brees Hall. Tight end is Dalton Schultz. And at flex, I have Chris Godwin and Chris Olave. On the bench, I have Drake London, Jeff Wilson, Rashad White, and Jameson Williams in my IR spot. Just trying to figure out if there's a piece that you would either trade for or try and upgrade given my roster.
You say you had Jeff Wilson and who else on the bench? There's another name.
Yeah, Drake London, Jeff Wilson. Yeah.
So London and Jeff Wilson are pretty good trade pieces. Like, you could almost combine these two together and get like a Higgins. You know what I mean? Like, you might be able to use this right here without touching any of this. So Hurts, A.J. Brown, Lamb, Olave. Olave's a very valuable third player there. So these are your top 3 wide receivers. JT and Hall, your running backs. Hurts is fire. I don't think I'm touching any of that unless I'm upgrading Lamb into Jefferson or Lamb into Jamar Chase or Lamb into maybe Adams. I would trade Lamb for Adams straight up if you can actually do that. Would I trade Godwin with Lamb to get any one of those guys, like Jefferson or Jamar Chase? Yes. So I would trade Lamb and Godwin for Jamar Chase. Would I trade London and Lamb for Jamar Chase? Yes. Or Jefferson? Yes. Jeff Wilson with Lamb for? Yes. I'm leaving JT and Hall alone. I'm leaving Hurts alone. A.J. Brown and Godwin, A.J. Brown and London, A.J. Brown and Jeff Wilson for Jefferson or Jamar Chase potentially. Melvin Gordon and one of these guys, Jeff Wilson or London and Melvin Gordon, to upgrade into a Dillon or a Pierce. Boom. Doing that. Those are just some things that go through my mind and how I'd attack it. But Jeff Wilson and London alone might get you a Higgins or get you something that you can use.
Okay. All right, that's a bet, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hey, appreciate you. Later. Call in anytime. Okay, I got to get through these real quick. Lost Javonte, forced to trade JJ on the table. Chase and Devin Singletary. Again, drip. I don't do this. You get more for Jamar Chase. You get Chase in a Pierce or Chase in a Brees Hall or Chase in a Higgins or at least Chase in a Pittman or something. Singletary I don't trust. And if you need a running back, then it's got to be Chase and a different running back. It's got to be something else. I don't like that move. That move is not good enough for me. Olave, did I get to this one already? Got Brees and Olave for Amon-Ra. Brees and Olave. Yeah, I did get to that one. That's pretty good. Pretty good trade. Who that says that guy in the league with his imaginary friends. He's talking about that guy with the eight-man league. That was a crazy team, bro. The best would have been if he called in and said, I'm in a bind. I'm in a bind. I've got literally the top 10 overall players on one team. What do I do? I'm in a bind. Traded Dobbins for Najee. That's a great trade. You know, as much as I worry about Najee, I'm taking that all day long. Come on. Trade Kirk for Waddle. God, come on. How are we getting these deals? Look, Kirk's playing great, but am I taking a Waddle? Sure. Not if not just maybe flip him because his value is higher than Kirk's. Start 3 PPR, McLaurin, Olave, Hollywood, Kirk. I'm starting Olave no matter what. I'm starting Hollywood Brown. And as much as I love McLaurin, I'm starting Kirk. And I try and trade McLaurin. Try and trade McLaurin and Kirk for one better player, you know. But I probably use McLaurin and a running back to upgrade the running back, or McLaurin and a running back to upgrade the wide receiver McLaurin or whatever, or upgrade your quarterback or upgrade your tight end using McLaurin, something like that. But definitely could be a problem for you each week. It's a good problem to have, but I would rather use that problem to upgrade it. You know, I'd rather have trade Hollywood Brown and Kirk for Jamar Chase because someone's down on him or something like that. And coming out of week number 5, we should have a bunch of low-performing players that will then become good buy lows. So you'll be able to get something going on, I think, coming out of the week. All right, guys, we've been live for 2 hours. I'm going to probably call it. We got 230 people still in here. We've got 162 thumbs up. If the 230 people could please punch that thumb up button on your way out the door, I would greatly appreciate it. Help your boy Smitty. We're well over 15.2K now, and we're on our way to 16K. We need everybody here that's watching that's not subscribed to hit that subscribe button so we can get closer and closer. We're at 15.2K. I work for you. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys absolutely rock. I should be live later for a Q&A. I don't know what time. Probably be around a little bit past the midnight hour Eastern time. I'm live Monday through Friday. Every single Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm also live whenever news breaks. Something happens, a player gets hurt, your boy Smitty will be live. Your boy Smitty will be live. And on top of that, if that wasn't enough, if being live 7 p.m. Eastern wasn't enough Monday through Friday, being live additionally whenever news breaks and you're like, hey, I wonder who's talking about this injury or this trade that just took place. Oh, wait, Smitty goes live whenever news breaks. If that wasn't enough, your boy Smitty is live during the graveyard shifts. Midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I'm live at night all the time. If not every other day, maybe even more. So I'll see you all later. We got your boy. Your boy's asking a question here. Trade Hill and Deontay for Diggs. Give me Diggs. Give me Diggs because Hill is banged up right now. Doesn't have Tua. We don't know if Tua's ever returning to form at least. And if he comes back, does he get one shot and he's out? Because that's the risk we're looking at. Appreciate your boy for dropping the super chat. Appreciate every single one of you for dropping super chats, likes, comments. Please comment at the end of the video. I will go through every comment on this video tonight and the video before it. I'm a little behind on that. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the thumb up button. And until tonight, when I go live later for the Q&A, I will see you later.
You are offer sex. You are trade offer sex.
Smitty, you're not hearing me. I don't know a lot about fantasy football. I know everything about fantasy football.